Welcome back. It's still the 4th of May 2022, and I would like to talk about something which I consider to be a cancer in Nigeria. First of all, we thought about insecurity, and then we thought about energy. The third thing Nigeria needs to get right is to get rid of importation. Importation is a cancer. Importation is bad for your country. A country that imports do not produce anything. A country that does not produce will have unemployment problems. You don't produce, what are the people going to do? They will be idle. They don't have a job. Once a country produces, there will be jobs. Just yesterday, China is claiming to have eradicated poverty. China is the factory of the world. They have the highest population in the world. Yet, their people are employed. For one reason, they produce. Nigeria, what are you producing? It is as bad as we are not producing the foods we eat. That's the worst it can ever be. We import rice from Thailand. Buhari had to shut down the border so that we can start producing rice in Nigeria. We have cows, yet we do not produce milk. We have cocoa, yet we import chocolates. Come on. We have crude oil, the best in the world, yet we import its products. We import petrol, we import diesel. Why? These are what are supposed to keep Nigerians busy. We are supposed to be producing goods. But the government, what are you doing? You have to create policies to kill that. Look at the roads of Nigeria. All the cars you see there is Toyota, Lexus, Benz. Look at the cars the government are using. They are all imported. Meanwhile, we have Innocent in Nigeria who makes cars locally. The government are not even patronizing him. Only Anambra State government are patronizing him, because I went to Anambra recently and I saw a few government cars that were Innocent. Come on. If the Nigerian government is buying cars from him, what would happen? There will be too much demand and he won't have a choice than to go and open more factories. Comes to Lagos, sets up a factory. He goes to Kano, he sets up a factory. The people who are importing cars, because of demand, they will gather their money together and set up their own factories. And what are these factories going to do? They are going to employ more and more Nigerians. And people will be employed, have something doing. These people will pay tax to the government. The government will have more revenue to create more infrastructure and to pay for their goods and services. How can we have a government that cannot pay teachers, cannot pay doctors? Doctors are on strike. Teachers are on strike. Why? So importation is a cancer. It's a cancer to this country. We have to start producing things we need. China doesn't need anything from anybody. They make cars there. They make clothes there. They make shoes. Everything is made there. They make and they even export. If you go to Alaba International, most of the things you see there, they import it from China. Are the Chinese more intelligent than we are? Are they better than us? Blacks are outstanding people. Importation is a cancer and it needs to be stopped. It needs to be eradicated. We need to start producing goods and we need to sell the culture. Let's start imbibing. Let's start accepting our own goods. You see people go to the market, they want to buy a shoe, they want to make sure the shoe is from Italy. If you tell them it's Aba made, they don't want to buy. So people making shoes in Aba have to start carving made in Italy. This is not just a government issue. Government can only create policies to cut off importation. That's all they can do. But we as Nigerians, what we need to start producing something. We need to start producing. We have to recalibrate our brains and get rid of importation. Stop telling yourself imported goods are the best. They are luxury. Stop telling yourself that. Stop deceiving yourself. If you want your nation to grow, you have to start producing your own goods. Think of your nation. It's for the good of your nation. If you keep importing, your children will keep graduating for university and there's no job for them to do. But if more and more factories, production houses are springing up, then there's hope for them. Please, we need these things to work. Let's rather import those companies. Let's bring them into Nigeria. MTN came into Nigeria and they set up here and they are making so much profits. Though they are taking their profits out back to their country, but they are paying tax to us. When they come, we learn their technology. They don't just come. They train you. You learn their technology. Before you know, you start up your own. And you are manufacturing. And you are in competition with them. So importation is a cancer we need to get rid of. Come on, take a look at the roads. See the cars. It's terrible. Can you see the cars? Go to any car park. Just take a video of the cars lying there. They are all from Germany, America, different countries. Come on, why? 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 Nigerians, please. We need to get rid of importation. We too need to start thinking of exports. Why is the Nigerian naira on the floor? The naira is valueless. Why is that? It's so simple. Because we are always in need of dollar. International trade is done in dollar. That's how it has been. That's how I came to meet it. We thank God that Russia is even fighting against it. Said now you want to buy Russian oil, buy it in rubles. Gaddafi tried to fight against it and he died. He lost his life for that. He wanted Africa to have a unified currency. Anyway, just watch this video.
But some are convinced intervention in Libya is all about currency, specifically Gaddafi's plan to introduce the Gold Dinar, a single African currency made from gold, a true sharing of the wealth.
It's one of these things that you have to plan almost in secret, because as soon as you say you're going to change over from the dollar to something else, you're going to be targeted. There were two conferences on this, one in 96 and another one in the year 2000, called the World Mataba Conference, organized by Gaddafi. And everybody was interested. I think most countries in Africa were keen.
Gaddafi didn't give up. In the months leading up to the military intervention, he called on African and Muslim nations to join together to create this new currency that would rival the dollar and euro. They would sell oil and other resources around the world only for gold dinars. It's an idea that would shift the economic balance of the world. Countries' wealth would depend on how much gold they have, not how many dollars they trade. It's happened before. In 2000, Saddam Hussein announced Iraqi oil would be traded in euros, not dollars. Sanctions and an invasion followed. Some say because the Americans were desperate to prevent OPEC from transferring oil trading in all its member countries to the euro. A gold dinar would have had serious consequences for the world financial system, but may also have empowered the people of Africa, something black activists say the US wants to avoid at all costs.
So right now, the way it is, international trade is still done in dollar. So we need dollar. And if you keep importing, you need to buy dollar. The scarcity of dollar, and once there's scarcity, prices is going to go up. So your currency will keep getting devalued. But if we are exporting, they are paying us in dollar, and we are having dollar into our country. Yes, every country cannot produce everything. We all cannot produce everything. We have to trade because there's a law in economics, which is the law of comparative advantage. Produce what you are good in producing and trade with a country that is efficient in producing something else. So there must be trade. But don't import more than you export. Yeah, our imports, God. When you import more than you export, you always have a budget deficit. So please, Nigerians, start buying Nigerian goods. Let's set up more factories in Nigeria. Let's make our goods and let's appreciate it. American man will not see a Ford car and spit on it. So how will we see an innocent car and say it's rubbish? Why? Today we're exporting our Nigerian music. Everybody wants to listen to Whiskey, Davido, Bonner. They hold shows and it's sold out. Nigerians need to wake up. Wake up from your slumber, Nigerians. Wake up. We have to be productive. We have to produce goods and services. Value is created when goods and services are produced. Your raw material is worthless. If I hand you a bar of gold, you can't do anything with it. It's worthless. But you take that bar of gold and you make 12 gold necklaces from it. I'm telling you, you will sell one gold necklace more than the worth of that bar of gold. So value is created when you produce goods and services. You see cocoa in its raw form, it looks useless. But they use cocoa to make Milo. They use it to make chocolate. You see chocolate, you're attracted to it. We need to produce finished goods. There's an economic war on Russia ongoing. So many sanctions, yet Russia is still standing. You want to know why? Because Russia produces goods and services. Russia is supplying gas and petroleum product to the whole of Europe. They can't do nothing about it. They can't starve. They can't starve their industries. They can't starve their citizens. That is why Russia is still standing, because they are producing something of value. What are we producing in Nigeria? We need to start producing. Thank you.